Hello, this is David. Welcome to Equity Story. I'm with the Wolf, and this is just a general share advice, not personal advice. And welcome to Equity Story. Hi, Wolfie.
Hello, Dave. How are you?
Yeah, no, I had a good weekend. Went down to Shellhaven for a basketball competition, which was all fun, a lot of fun. And they actually sang the national anthem. I didn't know they did that in rep games. Yeah.
Wow.
I
Why?
know.
Are we tuning to America?
Well, yeah, it was unbelievable. And everyone's standing looking at the flag, and they had the Australian flag, and they had the Aboriginal flag, and they had another flag, which I didn't know what it was. It's most probably the I don't know. It was a weird looking flag, but maybe it was the flag of the RSL club. I don't know what it was, but
Okay, well,
but anyway, we all saluted it anyway.
good. Well done to you.
All right, Wolf, let's go going. There's three stories today worth talking about that
Yep.
are ALO.
Yes. I like how you go straight to the good one.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, there's no way we'd have been in this.
No.
But just talk to me about the offer, and are we going to see maybe, is this an opportunity from someone who really knows how good the company is?
I don't know. Look, it's interesting because, of course, it looks like fairly opportunistic, right? After that big red candle that maybe they didn't quite hit the guidance that investors expected. So down she goes, and then they come in. So they must have been looking for some time and just waiting for the right moment. So this is private equity coming in with 30 cents bids. Is there other players in a wings possibly? So maybe if you're not in it, you'd stick in there, because also the management come out and said, we're happy with this, we're going to back this bid. So you've already got a positive outcome. So look, I probably would not be selling it. I'd probably be sitting in there if I've got some. Of course, I would not be buying it because it's too late now. Even though there might be another bid or two coming through, I'd probably just go, yeah, well, let one go to the keeper. But if I'm in it, I might maybe squeeze out another couple of cents.
Right, and yeah, listen, this is a company that sort of organizes, specializes in short-term accommodation, 1 night to 3 months, and for international travelers, corporate guests, all private sector contractors. And the interesting thing is this, the world's waking up, and I think their revenue was up 97%. The share price didn't really react to it over their last announcement, and I suppose an opportunity.
Well, look, obviously opportunity for the buyers, because they look like they've come in at the right time. It's still early, it's still early listed, so it's just difficult to get a handle on it. But we sort of liked it, but then it put us off with that announcement. But anyway, whoever's still in this for some reason, probably hold.
Right, ALD, Ampol. Not a good announcement, Wolf.
No, it wasn't. It was disappointing from the point of view that something left field, didn't anticipate. One-off, looks like they have to fix it. It's going to cost them money because if they can't run their business, then they're missing revenues. They've got to spend money to fix this problem that they've had. But still, it's a dividend story anyway, so it's not a disaster. You're probably still in this if you're in it as a dividend play. It just means that you're not going to see that share price probably recover back to 32, 33 anytime soon. You
don't think it'll affect their dividend?
I don't think so that much. I think because it's a one-off. If everything was turning against it, then possibly you're thinking, but the one-off, no, I don't think so.
Right, and PMV, which is often in the past been your preferred retail play. And again, we'll see some pretty solid numbers.
Yeah, they are. And you know what? That probably still hasn't lost that number one luster. However, if you look at the extrapolated numbers, it wasn't brilliant. The online has been obviously going backwards because of that COVID effect, right? But I'm starting to sort of question some of these stories that are still referring, like on their presentation, they're going, oh, but in 2020 pre-COVID, we had these sales, so we're up 3 years after this much. How long are they going to keep going with this pre-COVID stuff, Dave? I mean, it's 3 years now.
Yeah, no, they should be comparing themselves to 2019, really.
Yeah, well, they should be really just forgetting about it now and just saying, okay, this is what's happening, right? I mean, how long are they? 2030. Oh, but 2020, we had this much. Come on, guys. Move on.
And obviously Smiggles, the kids are back at school. It's obviously
Yeah.
going to be, you know, they've got Peter Alexander, which is an excellent brand, isn't it? They've definitely got some good brands, Wolf. They're pretty solid.
Yeah, they are solid, but it's less about them being solid. It's more about Solomon Lew, who's obviously in charge of this business. So he knows how to really operate, squeeze margins, get the best out of something that's maybe not brilliant.
So as a dividend stock, your PMV, you're still holding it.
For the dividends, yeah, you'd probably still be holding it, yes.
So are you buying it for a 5% div?
No, because I think there's better stories, and I'd probably never buy retail for dividend, Dave. It's just too risky, really. So maybe, yeah, maybe just if you're in it for a dividend, if you're happy with that 5%, yeah, okay, you know, you can probably hold it. But other than that, I think I'd go somewhere else.
But what about SUL, which you recommended as a dividend?
Yeah, but you know, the dividend is like double from here, right? So you've got much more incentive to hold. 5% for a retail dividend, no. 10% retail dividend, okay. You've twisted my arm.
All right. So you're still happy with, SUL, very good dividend, isn't it? 10%.
Exactly.
But the interesting thing, what you're saying is that retail for you, 5% is just not enough.
Yeah, no. I think you've got to be rewarded much more, right? I think you've got to get much more dividend wise for me to hold a dividend story in retail space.
All right, thanks for that, Wolfie. Now, Wolf, we had a look at Einstein's a little bit, and it was really dominated by gold stocks. And it's good to see actually gold stocks starting to move up. And we only had 3 buy signals. And well, I'll go through the gold stocks first. We had DEG, Gore, and BGL, which I think we picked that as our preferred stock on Friday when we did RCLS Live.
Yep.
But we had one little one which I thought looked very nice, was Telstra, which obviously is not a gold stock. But you know the price action is quite good, Wolf, and I can see this one maybe still going higher.
I think so. You know, Dave, this is a great defensive stock, right? In a market that's really, it's almost like a gold story. It's a defensive. You go into it, then you're sort of trying to protect your money here.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that was the theme. I mean, again, with the bullish stories, there was a number of gold plays, which, you know, it's nice to see them moving up. But I think, you know, the interesting ones was certainly Fisher and Paykel, which the price action last week was a little bit of a sign that, you know, you've gone sideways for a while. And, you know, those Cincinnati traders will know it's more or less a perfect exhaustion pattern.
Yep.
And that was enough. And up it goes. So it's interesting price action. I still think it's looking, it could be a good stock for this week. And the other one, Wolf, was REA. And I mean, that was really impressive. I mean, the price action, they jumped through that resistance. And what's interesting, there's not much resistance or much noise really till maybe 140, but even that 155 level. So it's just interesting, REA, the way it's a market darling that, you know, got sold off, went down more from 180 down nearly to 90, nearly went down by half.
Yep.
And it's time to recover now. The way we see the world, this is really from last week. This is the easier trend. My question is to you: why? Why?
I don't know, Dave. I'm like flicking through. I'm trying to work out what's going on. Is it because of the auction rates? You know, the going up, the clearing rates going up. Which is strange, you know, in a market that you've got interest rates going up, you think that all these things would be actually weak, but maybe, I don't know. It's hard to sort of work out what's going on, but you know, it's obviously a market darling for one thing. So maybe that's what's happening. It's just people are maybe looking past all this stuff and looking forward to maybe 12 months away. This is a great story, you know, in a really difficult market, probably one of the most difficult market for them, and they're still doing quite well financially. So maybe that's what the market's saying. Look, we just love this story.
All right, and you can see the market is looking at more defensive plays. Soul Pats,
yep,
it's looking good. TUA, looking good. PSI insurance looking good. There's a number of sort of more defensive plays there. Wolf, I mean, these are all on Einstein's, and everyone's obviously welcome to trend them. But just, you know, make sure you got your stops in the right place.
Yeah.
Well, from that point of view, yeah, just looking, generally speaking, Einstein's kicking off as normal. Gold's holding up, and I think my general feeling is we're talking about the Deutsche Bank. That's the next shot across the
Troublesome
bow.
spots, isn't it? Troublesome
Yeah.
spots. How that ends up, we got no idea. But at the moment, there's lots of rumors, lots of innuendo flying around about little Deutsche Bank. Yeah, let's play it. Let's see what happens. They were vulnerable before, I remember, so it could be like another one of those Credit Suisse situations.
I'm just reading headlines at the moment. Deutsche Bank collapse would be a threat for the whole Eurozone.
There you go. I love that. I love it. Love that media stuff. Brilliant.
Right. So it's definitely got it. I mean, it's definitely going to create a lot more fear. And what's this going to do? This could be very, very supportive of gold as well over the next 2 or 3 weeks. So gold's still looking good. Some sort of, how do you say, the market looking to hide in places like Solpats, PSI, Fisher and Paykel.
Yes.
A few trades out there, but yeah, if you're in those gold stocks, I just hold them. Apart from that, Wolf, we'll wait to see what turns up tomorrow.
Yeah, and I think you're absolutely right that there's two things going on here: gold and defensive right now, and I think everything else is probably too risky.
All right, on that note, thanks, Wolfie. Let's chat tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.
See you, mate. Bye.
Yes, bye.